So what I believe is preparing according to a thematic approach is the best way to crack economics portion of mains. And in our mains 365 also, we started releasing a new fact sheet, and that will be really helpful for the student if they can really know how to use it for writing answers. So what I believe is all the content preparation wise or the flowchart preparation should be over by mid-Jan, and for which the student has to put in some extra effort at this point of time. So this is the golden period for them. So value addition is the last area. First, the student has to get a grip on how to write introductions, how to write conclusions, where to place the data, how to structure the answer, and then how to beautify it through graphs. So many of the students think that I will start writing only after I read everything, and that reading will never end when it comes to general studies. So writing should be part and parcel of my preparation, and that will be done through the assignment questions. And everybody have to write as and when the preparation is going on.
Hello dear aspirants, I am Vishal Salsikar and I welcome you all for this special conversational video regarding the strategy for the preparation of economy and to discuss about the mains advanced course. Generally the time period between October and January is a lean period and the students many a times get confused that what to prepare because prelims is in a sense will be covered in May and the mains is also just done. So to discuss the strategy about these kind of subjects and to get a solution regarding this, I am joined by Ram Sudhir Sir, who is the faculty of VisionIAS. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Vishal.
So, sir, as we are going to discuss mainly the strategy of economy, so what do you think, like, what was the trend of UPSC examination as far as the means is concerned from last few years?
So, Vishal, UPSC economics is very codified. So what I can say is most of the time we get questions primarily from 7 to 8 themes.
Okay.
So what I believe is preparing according to a thematic approach is the best way to crack economics portion of mains. So themes should be something like, I can give you some examples as well. For example, economic growth is one important theme. So any question that is asked is primarily linked to growth. For example, previous year's questions, if you look at, can market economies become inclusive? What is the role of financial inclusion in terms of increasing the economic growth of the country? So the central theme is growth, and then you try to link it to growth. This is one important theme. Savings is an important factor for growth. What are the other things other than savings that will enhance economic growth? Or maybe V-shaped recovery, K-shaped recovery question was also asked. That means this is the central theme is growth. Similarly, another important theme can be inclusive growth. So careless and useless manpower being linked to economic growth. That is something related to employment and economic growth. Okay, so this year also there was a question related to inclusive growth, but he was asking about the social sector spending. Okay, so the approach of social sector spending after the economic reforms and how it will enhance something like the inclusive growth. So that means the themes are very clear. Growth is one important theme. Inclusive growth is another important theme. Okay, so another important area is agriculture, from where every time there is a question. So before last year, there was a question on land ceiling. This year, the question was, what are the reasons for success of land reforms in certain areas? So we can see that there's a repetition of the question as well and repetition of the theme. Okay, so thematic approach is the best way to prepare for mains.
So as you are talking about theme, so this year we are just done with the UPSC mains examination. So what is your assessment of the paper, specifically from the point of view of the economy section?
There were around 9 questions from the economy portion, and I include agriculture as well in that, 9 to 10 questions. So when we observe the question paper, it was similar to the thematic approach that they were asking with a slight difference. Okay, so for example, I'll give you some examples. This year also there were questions on buffer stock. Okay, so that was again a repetition. There was a question on land reforms. Again, that was a repetition of the last year itself. There was a question on inclusive growth. That was the first question, the inclusive growth. And inclusive growth, again, it's a repetition. But here, what they were asking is, there seemed to be a requirement of some data to support our answers. So this was a change which I could observe in this year's paper. Okay, so what is more important is I will also prepare a fact sheet along with the themes. And this fact sheet will put all the important theme related data. So data need not be collected regarding everything, but I will collect data according to my themes. For example, if I talk about social sector spending after the economic reforms period. So this is something like without putting some data there, I cannot support my answer. Okay, so that is the reason this data approach or a separate fact sheet becomes very important. And in our mains 365 also, we started releasing a new fact sheet, and that will be really helpful for the student if they can really know how to use it for writing answers.
Right.
Yes, so that is the main difference. The themes remain the same. All the themes remain the same, except for the difference that you required a little more data to suffice your answer.
So, sir, as far as the difficulty level of the question is concerned, so what do you think? Like this year's paper, questions were doable or comparatively difficult as far as the previous year's question are concerned?
No, the question paper is of the same level. I believe the economics portion is of the same level of the previous years. Uh, but the only thing is people without data would have fumbled a little with respect to one or two questions. Otherwise, the themes remain the same. Nothing much has changed. There was a question on PDS, there was a question on land reforms, there was a question on inclusive growth. Okay, so nothing has changed. The themes did not change.
So as far as sir economy is concerned, as you have also highlighted, that data need to be collected in a thematic manner, in a structured manner. So now to collect these data, to collect certain number of example with respect to each and every theme, the current affairs will play a very, very important role. And as you have also highlighted regarding mains 365, but the mains 365 will come most probably before the mains examination. 2-3 months before mains examination. So from this point of time till that duration, like how a student who is like started preparing from now onwards for the mains examination, how he or she can collect the data, fact example, what may be the resources regarding the same?
There are two resources which I can suggest definitely. One is the newspaper itself. So students should always read at least 45 minutes, and there is no substitute to that. Along with that, the student can focus on our monthly magazines. So VisionIAS also comes up with its monthly magazine every month, and in that there is an economy portion.
Right, sir.
And it is divided into snippets as well as bigger articles. The bigger articles are primary for mains, and from where we have very good infographics there, and these can help you in terms of collecting data as well as structuring your answer. So the student can take this as a backup for his newspaper reading and make his notes for the final preparation. Then he can revise the mains 365 and he can just add on to the data, and that would be the best way to crack it.
Along with that, sir, what about sir budget and economic survey? Because they also becomes very, very crucial. Generally, when the budget will come next Feb, that will also be important, right?
See, budget and economic survey is very important. I always suggest students to read the whole economic survey. But if there is a scarcity of time, they can also download VisionIA's synopsis of the budget document as well as economic survey. And especially agriculture related areas from economic survey, as well as the first 3 chapters which has data related to growth related aspects, are very, very important for our mains. If the student does not have much time, at least the first 3 chapters and the agriculture chapter is something which they can focus on.
Right, sir. So now, sir, coming regarding the holistically subject of economy. So from this point of time, like right now we are sitting in October. So from October till the time period that is available with student for the means specific preparation, how a student can approach this particular subject?
See, definitely the student will get into panic after January, and I call it as prelims panic. And from Jan 15th onwards, they will not be able to focus much, especially freshers. It becomes very difficult for them to concentrate on mains. And therefore, this is the golden period where they can completely focus on mains. Of course, they can allot some time to prelims also. So their primary target should be on one side optional, and second would be how do they complete these general studies papers. See, UPSC Mains performance is all about game of averages. So therefore, above average performance in every paper becomes crucial. At least I should be hoping to get 95 to 100 in every paper I write. And for that, if I start my preparation after my prelims, it becomes very difficult. So this time period has to be utilized very effectively, and in a specific approach they should follow. That is, they should be having a strategy to ace this GS. So what I mean by strategy is, rather than reading multiple number of books, probably first break down the areas or themes where the questions are coming, and based on which you can prepare the content, or maybe you can prepare your flowcharts as well as your data. So what I believe is all the content preparation wise or the flowchart preparation should be over by mid-Jan, and for which the student has to put in some extra effort at this point of time. So this is the golden period for them. So that if they want to really ace on the general studies subjects as well.
So, sir, any specific material or book that we want to recommend from this point of time till the time period that you are suggesting?
Definitely. So one is students can rely on our VisionIAS value addition material. So since mains topics in economics are not from the textbooks, it's kind of practical application of your knowledge, and it's becoming very difficult to get hold of one particular material. So VisionIAS value addition material is definitely helpful. Along with that, the students can download the topper sheets. So if they go to our portal and download the topper sheets will give them will have two important benefits. One is how the topper has presented things. So that is the reason he has become a topper. So the structure of the answer, you can grab it from the topper sheets. Second is the toppers would have come up with side headings and data. So when I look into the topper sheet, I'll look into three things. One, the presentation part. Second, the way side headings have been pulled. And then three, the data which this your topper has written. And the data, of course, I will do some back testing and check it back because toppers are also humans. So these are the material sources which you can keep it with you and prepare your notes as well. Prepare your own handwritten notes. And I always believe the notes for the mains should be based on the syllabus in the mains. Suppose if there is topic like mobilization of resources, I will have 10 pointer on mobilization of resources. If there is like scope and significance of food processing, which is asked before last year, I will have a 10 pointer. So my notes should not be bulky. My notes should be less than 100 to 120 pages, which I will revise 20, 30 times before going to exam. So that should be done right away.
Right, sir. And for that, like, a student cannot wait till the prelims gets over, because at that time the student will not be getting that much time for this.
So right now he has to utilize the time.
Exactly. So, sir, now to create, like, the student has already created this kind of confusion at their end, like whether to go for prelims only preparation and then start means only preparation after the prelims gets over. So this confusion is prevailing at the student's end, and to clear this kind of confusion, we have come up with this means advanced course, right, sir? So, sir, if you can highlight like how this particular course is going to help student in clearing this confusion, and what will be the approach of coverage of specifically economy in this particular course.
So mains advanced course, primary benefit the student gets in is success in UPSC is all about getting that one half additional mark for each question. And I call that half additional mark for each question as value addition. And that value addition will give me 9 to 10 marks minimum, more than my competitor in every GS paper. And that will give me an edge of more than 45 to 50 marks, and which is a decent number or a big number.
Exactly, sir.
So value addition is the last area. First, the student has to get a grip on how to write introductions, how to write conclusions, where to place the data, how to structure the answer, and then how to beautify it through graphs for 15 markers. So this is what is the focus of the student. So what the student has to do right away is, probably if he is coming to our mains advanced course, one is the conceptual clarity will be enhanced, number one. Number two, the structuring of answers, and we provide them with PPTs, which has all the flowcharts and the specific areas. So all that PPT, or like the PPT is around like 150 to 200 pages on the most important themes. All the themes are covered. So at one place, the student will have the value addition material, the PPTs, as well as the mentor's guidance, along with structured classes, which will enhance his knowledge base. Okay, so all these things at one place within just 10 sessions, which is a very short span of time. Probably the student may take maybe he will be spending around 80 to 90 hours to get this. So which can be done in 30 hours because of the facilitation of the teacher and the mentor. So we can make his time more efficient and more productive with our program. And we always target that one additional mark for every question. So the student will be able to grab it if he is coming to our mains advanced program. So it's like a one-stop shop for the student's mains preparation when it comes to general studies.
During each class, like, the student is also going to get questions, assignment question they will be getting, the kind of like test they are going to get. This is also, I think, going to help.
Yeah. So many of the students think that I will start writing only after I read everything. and that reading will never end when it comes to general studies. So writing should be part and parcel of my preparation, and that will be done through the assignment questions. And everybody have to write as and when the preparation is going on. And what I believe is somebody who's coming to this course has some knowledge over the different areas, and therefore they can now work on enhancing their knowledge, number one, structuring the answer, and writing answers regularly and getting it corrected by the mentors and getting feedback. And they can improve their graph within a span of 3 months. So that would be the best thing that they get by joining the course. And second is with their focused effort towards the mains preparation.
Exactly, sir. So I think we have holistically covered like what is needed specifically for the mains examination, specifically from your subject's point of view, and also for general studies perspective, like how the student has to utilize the time between the October to Jan, which can be considered as a crucial time period as far as the mains is concerned. So thank you very much, sir, for joining
Thank you,
and
Vishal.
imparting the information regarding these particular
Thank
aspects. So with this, we came to an end to this particular conversational video. For more such features of Mains Advanced course, you can check VisionIAS website and you will get a lot of information regarding this. So till that time, stay tuned with VisionIAS. Thank you.